Hello everyone, it's Mary Jo Snyder. Welcome, good evening. I'm going to try and get some more light here. I think it's too late. Let's see, hopefully I don't hit the wrong buttons. There we go. It's very dark out because it's raining here, but we need the rain, so I'm not complaining. I'm going to try and find myself here on my group or on my Facebook page where you're seeing me right now. And I don't even have to share because I've already done that. Let's make sure we're going on over in the group. And let's see, we'll go to MJ Shady Inkers, close that, there we are. And hello Sharon, welcome, thank you for joining. I'm gonna go right back where I was so that I can see comments hopefully. Hello, 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 thank you so much for joining in. My name is Mary Jo Snyder. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States, and I am super excited to be here with you this evening to share with you Sending Good Thoughts Paper Pumpkin Kit. I don't believe I highlighted any of this except in the photo I shared that I was working on these cards. Hello, Lori. On my lunch hour at work, sitting right at my desk, and it was okay. People know I was on lunch. Hi, Jane. And it was wonderful. So I pretty much got 6 of the 9 cards done out of the kit and did the rest when I got home, and it was great. So if any of you are having trouble commenting, I'm not sure what's going on. I know there is one viewer that tries to comment and has issues. So my apologies for that. I don't know what's going on. I know there's been a lot of changes, but hopefully we will get that squared away. You can see I have naked shelves back there. Well, apparently they are coming off the wall. Remember something fell from there? Well, I truly believe it was my dad sending a sign because it was an important day and whatnot. So he was definitely sharing in sending his well wishes or best wishes or congratulations to Aaliyah for an achievement or something. I remember it falling down. But anyway, my shelves are tipping because I believe my scrap bins are too heavy. So, and I don't think that's the word, stud. How can you forget that word? I don't think that the screws are in a stud. I think we use kind of those butterfly things when you screw it in the wall. It's supposed to separate and hold it in there. But I think the weight of it has kind of stripped the screw and the little mechanism that goes in the wall. So hello, Kimberly. Welcome. Thank you for being here. But anyway, enough about that. That's why that's empty. It's not like I'm clearing out my room or anything because it's all on the floor. So there you go. It's in boxes piled on the floor. Yes, once again, the room is a mess. It doesn't stay neat very long, but it's okay. That just means it's well loved, right? It's lived in is what I was advised when we had, I think it was when we were going through the adoption of Brett adopting Nigel and Aaliyah. And we had a caseworker come in because they had to make sure the living environment was, you know, sufficient, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Even though, you know, I'm mom, it's okay. But anyway, a gentleman came in and kind of scoped out the place and interviewed us and talked with Brett and this and that. And I apologized to him. Of course, I have a tendency to saying I'm sorry when I shouldn't say I'm sorry. I think we all have a bad habit of that, but I am learning very much so to correct myself because, you know, we apologize for things that aren't necessarily something we should be apologizing for. So, like a house that is lived in. And that's what he said. I was apologizing for the clutter and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And he pretty much said, your house is lived in. I would probably be more concerned if there was nothing laying around. So, there. That was fine with me. So now we still have clutter. But anyway, enough of that story. I'm excited. I made 2 alternate projects. I have to give kudos to Rachel Tessman for the Lori's chiming in. My room is in a constant state of caution. Enter at your own risk. Laugh out loud. That is just absolutely the way a crafter or artist or hobbyist of some sort or any sort leaves things, you know, because especially if you have a separate place to do that, which I didn't used to. So it was like I couldn't leave my mess. I had to pack it up and put it away, which meant I didn't craft as often. Well, I haven't been anyway, but I'm trying. But when I had to get it out and put it away after, I didn't end up crafting as much as I had been or as I'm trying to now. Because it's okay for me to leave it sitting here. No one's going to mess with it. I can walk away and do whatever I need to do, come back the next day or whatever. It's still there right where I left off. Boom, it's good. Except after a class, Paper Pumpkin Club was Saturday, and everything came in here and got laid on the counter, and I had to just make room for coming to you live today. So again, my name's Mary Jo Snyder. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the United States. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're interested in product that I share with you this evening, or purchasing product that you may have seen me use previously, please reach out to me. I would love to provide that service of being your demonstrator and teaching you how to stamp if you've never stamped before. It's definitely something that people say, oh, I don't have a crafty bone in my body, but you'd be surprised just how easy it is, especially with Paper Pumpkin kits, as well as the kits in the kit collection. So let's mosey on down to my work area and get started and share some fun projects with you. As I was saying, I'm going to flip my camera. Oh, well, no, didn't want to do that. I have to give kudos to Rachel Tessman because I knew someone out there somewhere would have created a box out of a card base. I mean, of all the people that I would look for that inspiration from would definitely be her, because I'm moving things all around right now because my cord is in my way. Especially her, because she does tons of alternates with Paper Pumpkin. So just gonna adjust my camera and zoom in some. So I found inspiration on her YouTube channel of creating a box out of a card base. And I'm going to share you the measurements and create that box with you tonight, and put something so cute inside of it. And I was just so excited that I found these adorable things on Amazon. I will figure out what the item number is if it's something you would want to look into and purchase. And they're just adorable, and I can't wait to share that box with you. But first we're going to make the kit as the kit instructs. So there's 3 cards. We're going to do a box, and I'll try and be quick about it. There are little tips and tricks that go along with making the 3 cards in the kit. I have an alternate card, which is super, super simple. I'll have to find my goodies that I use for that. Hopefully they're close by, because I kind of forgot about those, that I need them, but we'll find them. And if not, I'll just do a separate video of that and post it later on. So anyway, let's get to it. This is going to be Prize Patrol. There are 3 card bases, all the goodies to make one each of the cards, just one each of the cards, including a stamp set, the ink block, or the ink spot in Bermuda Bay, a sheet of dimensionals, glue dots, and a little bit of the linen thread that I found in my drawer, because that is part of what the Paper Pumpkin kit is. And of course the instruction sheet. So this is going to be the prize of people commenting or sharing the video. I will do a drawing on Thursday when I come to you. Well, I don't want to make promises. I'm supposed to do a Thursday live with you every week. So, but I will draw a winner and announce that winner at my next live. So make sure you're commenting and leaving messages if you shared. Make sure you're putting in the comments that you shared, and that you shared the video either through Messenger with someone, or you shared it to a Facebook group, or whatever the case is, your own Facebook personal page or whatever. Just comment that you shared. And if you're new to watching, please be sure to let me know where you're watching from. I always like to know where my viewers are from, and so that I can have fun conversations with you all during all of this. So there is a little bit of a delay in my comments, but hopefully. Hello, Sherry. Oh, thank you so much. West Virginia, welcome. Yeah, it's super exciting to have everybody here and people from all over the world. Sharon, who joins us, Sharon Dalton, she joins us from Australia. So it's super, super awesome that we can reach out to others and we can share inspiration, motivation, and craftiness with everyone around the world. So, okay. Couple of things that we are going to use, I'm going to set aside in the alternate projects, and I will get those out. I'm going to give you a close-up of what the cards look like. We're going to try and really get through these cards. They're not that difficult in putting them together. I just need to make sure I have all the parts and pieces because I did make alternates, and I don't want to... I get 2 kits a month, so that's why I'm able to give some extra goodies away to others. So I have what I need here. I am going to grab my other box and we will get a couple of blocks and get ourselves ready to do some stamping. I'm going to try and do all of my stamping that I need to do at once so that we're done with and done with all the stamping. These cards are super awesome. Love them, and I love the stamp set. You definitely want to make sure you have your piercing mat handy for when you are using some of these more solid images like the message in a bottle and the ship, as well as the seahorse and some other solid images, because you want to get a really, really good stamped image on your, yeah, you know what I'm saying, on your paper. All right, so we're going to grab a couple things. I know I have some tags in here that I'll have to stamp, so we'll grab the sentiments, we'll stamp those, and get those out of the way, and then we will move on to, actually, that's already stamped, and I think it's over far enough, so we're going to use that. It's already stamped. That was easy. Must have been left over because I didn't use it for something. We definitely need some card bases. So I need, and hopefully I don't run out, but I need a full sheet of this stuff. And I think there's 2 there. And we got that card base. Bear with me. I may have used them all. That'd be bad. I need these. I need this. I didn't use them all. I shared. We got more. Oh, they're right here in those 2 card bases. And then when I make the box, I have a card base in there left. So super awesome. And then we use regular cardstock for that. I had extra for my paper pumpkin people that came to club the other day. So I do need all of these card bases and those layers. Now, if I get to going too fast or rambling too fast and you have questions, hello, Lisa. It was such a pleasure to see you and your mom last night. I'm so excited that you got super excited about all this fun creativity and fun stuff. I know I met you in the past at Craft Fair, and it was nice to reconnect. So very excited about that. So thank you. It really did make my day. So... all right, so we are going to grab some stamps. I know I need wishing you all the best. I love that sentiment. I'm going to add that to this block. I'm going to grab another sentiment, but instead of well, that one says thinking of you. So I will do the can't wait to see you on this one. And when you have these lined words, it's better to lay them on your work area, on the table or whatever, and put it on your block instead of peeling it on and off, because you could end up putting it on there crooked and you'll be very upset that your image is crooked or your words are crooked when you're stamping. So I am going to use the bigger ink pad because that's what I like to do. I usually save my ink spots for traveling or giving them away, like I am one out of one of the kits that I have. So wishing you all the best is going to get stamped on this circle. like so. We already have sending good thoughts for one of the cards. And the other sentiment is can't wait to see you. Get it? See? It should say see as in the sea. That'd have been cute. They can't think of everything, right? That's why they give us their tools so we can create and come up with things. And I think I stamped it backwards, so I actually need to stamp it on this way because that needs to be. So let's stamp it again. Thank goodness for two sides of paper, right? And if it's crooked, we'll just go with it. All right, so we have our sentiment stamped. We will set these blocks aside in case we need them again later. And I know I need to stamp some fun stuff on that sheet of bottles I just had and set aside. So let's find that again over here. All right, and I'm just going to leave it just like this. This one is going to get the ship. So we'll grab the ship. Reminds me of a picture of the ship that my great-grandparents came over from Italy on to Ellis Island. When you look up on, I need to clean my blocks. When you look up on Ancestry.com, all those fun, hello Dawn, it's been forever, and I love watching all your photos of the transformation of your new home. Absolutely love it. It's so good to see you here. So as I was saying, excuse me, it reminds me of when you go to Ancestry.com, if you ever have done that on a trial basis, or if you've ever used it for whatever reason to for genealogy purposes, I found you see fun things, and it was really cool to see a picture of the ship that there's a dog hair on there. Imagine that my great-grandparents came over on. And they came right to Ellis Island, and I saw their name in the census book that had to be signed or whatnot of who arrived. And it was my great-grandma and grandpa and my Aunt Anna, and I believe that my great-grandma was pregnant with my grandma at the time, but I could be wrong. Big family, not sure the order of all the siblings, but so that one gets, because it's got the water, the ship is on the water, so that bottle is all done. We're good there. This bottle is going to get the, where to set stuff, coral. You see, obviously I have classes, I have lots of blocks. Love that I have all these extra blocks, especially when I'm demonstrating with you guys. Hi, John. Hi, Mom. You're supposed to be playing bingo. You're supposed to win big. And this goes in here like so. Simple. So you did your coral or your seaweed or your reef or whatever you want to call it. And the smaller bottle gets the message in the bottle. So as I was saying, having classes, it's definitely beneficial to having extra blocks so that you can, especially my class in October, when I do my October 8th, remember, save the date, October 8th is my card buffet. Goodness, I couldn't think of the word. I've actually been thinking of things and trying to come up with designs and fun stuff, so I'm excited. So there is the message in the bottle, so we have that. And now on here we have to do some stamping with the fun polka dots, but we also need to use it on, I have to find it, hopefully, the starfish. So we need that. Okay, so we're gonna grab this like dotted speckly piece or stamp and another block. We got blocks everywhere. And we are going to stamp this here and up here. Just make sure you're not stamping on the other bottle. And then I'm going to take this. Hi, Pauline. And that was my grandma's name. How great is that? Welcome. I'm going to move this because I don't want to get ink on there, and I don't have a mat for that. So, and then it's just going to go on my starfish, like so, just to add a little dimension to it to make it pop. I believe that's all the stamping we have for these 3 cards. So we're going to set stuff aside because we are going to need our ink pad again, and we're going to need some of these stamps. So I'm just going to leave them as is. And we are going to do this card first because it's on top. So I'm just going to pop out what we need. So we need this little bottle. And do you know that there are coordinating products in the annual catalog for this paper pumpkin? They try to emphasize the fact that there are products in the annual catalog for you to be able to either add to projects from the paper pumpkin kit, or to maybe do alternates. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Or if you don't have paper pumpkin, you can collect certain, I say collect, because that's what we do. We collect craft supplies. Thank you. So I need the gray card base. This is basic gray. So, lost my train of thought, just like that. Boom, gone. There's other options that you can use in the catalog versus using paper pumpkin. So I'm gonna share with you. Oh, what I was saying is there is a bottle punch that coordinates with this paper pumpkin kit, and there is the domes. They're bottle domes, so you can make shaker cards. I don't have either of those, but they are in the catalog, and if you're interested, I can tell you where you can locate those. Maybe we'll take a peek if I don't take up too much time creating 5 projects in this video this evening. All right, so we are going to find some adhesive. Let's go ahead and grab some Tombow. Hopefully I won't make a huge mess, but sometimes my my hand gets a little heavy with Tombow, so, or it just doesn't want to come out. There we go. And I'm that squiggly girl guy. I'm that squiggly person with the Tombow glue. I tend to get heavy-handed, which really isn't a benefit sometimes, but that's why I don't use it on the inside of a card. Because it will be everywhere. So there is that layer. The banner also gets adhered flush to the card base. Now you also can do dots. I know Celine does dots. I've watched her. You can do dots, and you don't really need to make a ton of mess like I do. And that will go right in the center of your card on the card front. You're going to find your coral reef in the Fresh Freesia, and I believe that is the Starry Sky color, just a little faint, as well as Bermuda Bay is on there. Now I definitely, well, you know, you can use the Tombow, but I think what I did was honestly took my seal, put a strip right there because it's going to get covered by the bottle right here, and I adhered my reef like that, my coral reef. So it's still a little flowy and whatever, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be perfectly stuck to the front of your card. And then you're going to add dimensionals to this piece. You see how quick this is going? So you want to grab your sheet of dimensionals, and I don't want to lose that. Go ahead and put a couple of dimensionals on your bottle, and it did share with us that we do need to cut some, so I'm going to cut a few right in half and add a half right there. And this goes, whoops, did you see what I forgot to do? See, getting too excited, getting ahead of myself. I need to tie twine around this. So what I want to do is grab that. I'm going to place this so the twine is already there. this will get placed right about there. And then I can cut my twine because it's already around it with my ribbon scissors, not other scissors. It's probably way too much. You only need 9 inches, but that's okay. I actually should have done that, wrapped it around twice, but I didn't. I'm going to tie it in a knot. And in a minute, I'm going to get a drink of water because my mouth is so dry from talking so much. So let's see. There we go. Tie it in a knot. And let's see if we got any more comments. Oh yeah, Sharon, the colors are gorgeous together. And there's something about that, the in colors mixing with the in colors from last year. I don't know, I love them. Some of them are just so beautiful together. Quick drink of water. I'm going to find my sentiment that has that hole in the end. And we're going to feed that through. But what I need to do, and I can go ahead and tie that on, but I'm not going to tie the bow yet because, move that out of the way before I'm wearing it. I'm going to tie another knot because that's what I like to do with twine and stuff like that. Now I need to add some dimensionals to the underside of the sentiment. And because it's so much thinner than, and I'm going to do it like this because it's easier for me. It's thinner than the, you could use your mini ones, but because the kit didn't come with those, we just cut them in half. So I used 2 half pieces to adhere that down. Now we can go ahead and tie our bow. And of course, depending on which way you want that to face, turn your card upside down so it faces the way you want it to. So then we're going to trim it again with our snips. And there is card number 1. Super simple. Once you get your stamping done, if you do all your stamping first, then you're able to really move quickly with putting these cards together. So there's card number 1. Let's set that aside for now. Oh, where? Right here. We'll do card number 2. Of course, purple tones are my favorite. I think everybody knows that. I thought to myself, oh, I should have a drawing and have people guess what my favorite color is, but I think I've said it so much that everybody knows that purple's my favorite color. All right, we'll go ahead and varnish the crease in that card base. We need the one that looks like waves and it fades out like an ombre, and it's got some speckled, kind of like a watercolor, kind of, you know, hi Barb, different effect to it, but it's got embossed waves on it, and it obviously matches this. This gets dimensionals on the back side, so find your dimensionals. I'm just going to put 1 in the center and 1 in each corner. And I can do this without looking at the instructions because I've already put 1 kit all together. So, and plus I have samples to look at in front of me. So that's one good thing. Actually throw those in the garbage instead of on my work area. And that gets adhered to the front of the card, like so. Then we're going to come in with this sentiment. We need our starfish. All these amazing things. You have your seahorse, and of course this coral reef in the, what color is it? Is it Poppy Parade? Where's my instructions? I don't know where I put them. Right here. I'm going to tell you the coordinating colors again. Maybe I never told you that. Coordinating colors. We have Balmy Blue, Basic Gray, Bermuda Bay, Fresh Freesia, Pacific Point, and Poppy Parade. So Starry Night is not in here like I thought. It is Bermuda Bay for the blue tone, Balmy Blue, and Pacific Point. And then you have, yes, Poppy Parade. So there you go. I guess I didn't even look at that the other day when we were crafting together. All right, so we also need the big bottle with the piece here. I want to say seaweed because that's what it looks like to me. This will go flush to the card base, but first we need to wrap some linen thread around it, so I don't want to make a mistake there. And it's actually going to go around a few times. Hello, Kelly. Welcome. Hi, Kathy. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So we're going to wrap this around a few times, and we're going to trim it. It gets tied in a knot, so we don't need a ton. Just want to make sure you can tie a decent knot. The instructions probably say 12 inches for this one, I think. So I could be mistaken, but the instructions tell you exactly how much linen threads you need for this specific card. And we're going to tie a knot, if I can get it through there. It is a little too short for me, but we got it. And then I'll trim it down a little after I get it adhered. Okay, so then I'll grab some dimensionals again. Oh, nope, it's just adhered down straight, flush to the card. So we'll add some multi-purpose liquid glue. And we'll add that right here to the front. How many times can I say add that to the front? Like so. And I'm just going to trim it a smidge. I want it to really be on there. I still want it to be seen. Not so short, not so short. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. This you also can go ahead and do with your multi-purpose liquid glue. Just do some dots. You don't want to make a huge mess because then you're going to have it all over. So we'll grab a piece that does not have glue on it, and this goes like right here. Right here. Now that I got glue everywhere because I moved it. Oops. So you have that. Your star gets dimensionals, so I'm going to put one, I think, in the center. You can cut some and put more on there. I don't think it's really necessary. Actually, I want to put that up higher. Right here. This gets dimensionals, so we'll put 3 on there. Peel the backs off. And that tucks under there. Wishing you the best. And of course our seahorse. Seahorse can get 1 dimensional here. And I think I will leave it at that. And goes right there. And there is the second card. That was easy. The hardest part is probably stamping. That's what takes up the most time. But you're more than welcome to put more dimensionals on there. I did on this one, but, well, on one of them. But then I thought it wasn't really necessary. So there is card number 2, as the kit instructs. And this is card number 3 with the seagulls. So we have our bottle with the ship in it. So beautiful. Love it. You can use these as stencils to do sponging. You can always keep the negatives to use for sponging, especially the coral. I think that's just awesome. So obviously I punched the birds out and I need to find them. I didn't literally punch them out, but you know what I'm saying. So there's 1. And there's 2. And here's 3. So you get a couple sheets of these. All right. We need stuff for our alternate, so we have to make sure we keep that. We got this. So we have our pieces for this card. We're going to go ahead and varnish the edge with our bone folder. Like so. Now this has clouds. I don't know if you can see the embossed clouds. And it has like waves all embossed. Oh, yeah, you can see them pretty good when I tilt it like that. So there's the sky and the sea. Okay. Now for this one, I'm going to double check, but I think we need about 24 inches of twine. 21 inches. So I'm going to measure. Now there is the measuring in your instructions, but I'm just going to measure here. So I need 16 and another 5 inches. So if I pull this to 5 and then cut right there, there's 21 inches. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to straighten this out by running it through my fingernails so it's not so curly and it's easier to work with. And this, I don't quite understand because it is mostly hidden. However, I'm going to do it as the kit instructs, and I like to take my, probably right here, my seal, and, oh, I have one too many birds, but that's okay. Tack it down like this. Now it is going to tie off to the right or the left side of the card, so you want to make sure you have enough to wrap it around, because you're going to wrap this around one time over to the side. But you want to make sure there's enough slack there for you to tie that bow, and I am just going to go ahead and do that right off to the side here. Tied in a knot first. Once you get adhesive on your fingers and then you try tying something, whew, it's just sticky. All right, I'm going to swipe my screen on my iPad in a second to see if there's any more comments. I appreciate you guys spending a Tuesday evening with me. All right. And we will trim this up some, like so, not too much waste. And this will get dimensionals, so we're gonna, it's kind of awkward there, but that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same as I did before, in the corners, in the center, and peel those backings off. Okay, so we got that. This will go on the front of your card. The ribbon or the thread goes down towards the bottom where the water is. So it's hard to work when you have dimensionals on your base, your base layer. It makes it hard for me to place things because there's height to it, but I think that's good. Okay, now the bottle goes flush to the front of the card, so you'll just grab your Tombow or your seal or whatever you like to use. And I'm going to put this up about here. Of course, it wants to be in the water, not in the clouds, so it's kind of floating, partially submerged in the water. The sentiment will go over this. I know it's difficult to understand. I don't understand it, but it's what we're going to do. It's going to get some dimensionals. So what I'm going to do is grab my dimensionals and put one there and there. Hopefully I'm not working off the screen. I'm not even watching myself that much. I wish I had some funny stories to tell. I don't really. We're getting rain, which we really, really need. Definitely need some rain. I'm going to put this over towards the bow a little bit, and I'm going to kind of position that so the twine goes, or the linen thread kind of looks like it's under, like coming over here. You know what I'm saying? Centered in the dovetail part there. It's a little different than the one I did here. All right, so I'm going to get all the birds I need and put one away that I don't. And these all get dimensionals. So I'm just going to put the lid on my multi-purpose liquid glue for now and add a few dimensionals to the birds. I know I'm going to have to cut some for those two. So actually I already have enough cut, hopefully. So this one gets that. And we get a half for this one. And we can put a couple of full ones on the Oh, nope. This one doesn't get dimensionals. Do you know why? Because we are just adhering it to the banner with the sentiment. So that is going to come over here and set there. We have this bird, seagull, and then this one. You want to make sure that the wings are not, and if you need to cut another piece and put that down, you can. I'm just going to grab one of my minis real quick and put that down here so it stays there, just like that. Okay, super. There are your cards. So you have all these beautiful cards that the kit makes, 3 of each. But you always have that opportunity to make alternate projects. So I'm going to show you 2 alternate projects using one of the card bases, which I think I still have. We have a card base. And I'm going to show you another alternate card. So hang on tight because this is going to be pretty awesome. Here's your card base. I still am so excited, Rachel Tessman, that you showed us how to create this card. Now your measurements. This is your regular card base of 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. Okay. It's okay that that score mark is there because we're going to use that as one of our score marks. So here we go. We're going to grab our scoring tool, which is way over here. I'm going to hope I don't drop anything in the process. And I'm going to share with you these measurements. Okay. So on the long side, you're going to take your scoring tool and you are going to score, you want it flush against this side, you're going to score at 7/8. You're going to keep it there and score at 3 3/8. You have that 4.25 score line. That's awesome. You want to score at 6 3/4, as well as 7 5/8. So I'll repeat that on the long side. You have 7/8, 3 3/8, the normal score line of 4.25. You have 6 3/4, as well as 7 5/8. You're going to turn it, and you're going to score at 7/8, and then turn it again to the other side and score at 7/8. And there are the score lines for your box. Okay, I'm going to set this aside again, out of the way. And we are going to create our box. Now somewhere, I already have this box cut, and I want to follow those instructions. Okay, so when you're done, your card is going to look like this, or your box is going to look like this. Well, I'm going to show you how to do that. Before varnishing any edges, because I have trouble cutting when the edges are already varnished, so I am going to come in with my paper snips, and not those ones, because I think these are the ones that are all gummed up with something. Okay. I want to, so the top part, you have one part that has 2 creases. That is going to be the top of your box. So the bottom portion, no, that is going to be the base of your box, sorry. This is the top of your box. So this is the top, and it's only got that one score line right here, and then not another one until up here. So this is the lid. You're going to cut up to that first score line. Hard for me to see with the lighting. On both corners. And then we're going to angle. You're going to angle all the way to the corner and to that corner. And then you're going to angle this corner to the score line. For this, you're going to come up and snip both of those, and you are going to do another cut like that. Okay, so you just did this. Okay, you're going to do the same to the other side where it's like a 7/8 inch square, and you're going to angle both of these to that score line. Okay, this is just helping when you fold it together. Okay, get all your little pieces set aside. So you now have that. That's what that looks like. Okay, now for this portion, I'm going to turn this around so you can see. This other portion, we are going to cut up to the second score line. So you're just going to cut straight up. Before I cut, I always get really cautious, like, oh my gosh, did I just do that right? Okay, and then you're going to cut one whole square off. Just one of them. One of them you keep. Okay? All right. So we're that far. So far, this is what we have. We need to make notches in this piece. So I am going to actually, let's do this. I'm going to bend these back so I don't cut them. And we're going to do the corner like we did the other side. To the first score line. You have those edges. And then fold this under so you're not cutting that. And you're going to cut, at an angle, both these pieces. I don't know why I just flipped it like that, but so just to the score line. And it looks like that, okay? So that is how you're going to do that. And you definitely can replay this video so that you can see how I did that. And to get the score lines, how I built the box in a sense. Now we're going to take our bone folder. I'm going to set this aside in case you still need to look. I'm going to find my bone folder first because I didn't put it back where it belonged the last time I used it. And you're probably saying, it's right there, it's right there. And if I can't find it, we are just going to, there it is. Okay. Now we're going to crease all these edges. I'll put this back in a minute. I just need room to varnish. Okay. I'm going to varnish all these edges with our bone folder. And this. Nice, clean, crisp folds. And hopefully we're still going good here. Those of you that are watching live, thank you for being here. And if you're catching it on the replay, I appreciate you catching it on the replay and being here as well. I have not forgot about Prize Patrol from my Christmas stuff. When I am done here tonight, I am taking pictures like I was supposed to do several nights ago. I'm taking pictures of them and going to finish drawings and get those in the mail because I need to get those out of here and to you, the winners. So, all right. Adhesive. This is tricky. Not really. You need tear and tape. Now my tear and tape I like to put on my wrist once I find where the beginning is. And on the side with the two flaps, you're going to put some tear and tape at the top. And then you're going to turn this over. Okay? Just one strip of tear and tape on that. You may want to use your scissors because these are smaller pieces. You're going to put some tear and tape on the edges here, just on these little corners. I'm going to take this off because it's easier to tear tiny pieces with it, not on my wrist. All right. And of course, I'm going to do one in a diagonal there, which I probably shouldn't have done because it probably needs to stick different. And so I might have to fix that. I'll just add another little piece right there. Anything that hangs off, I'll fold over. Okay, so there's that. You have adhesive on the outside on all those flaps, on the inside on this piece, okay? So I'm going to show you how to build this box. And take your pick tool. Not not my ribbon scissors. Okay, we will use the edge of these scissors that are all gummed up. That's probably why they're gummed up. So I don't know where my Take Your Pick tool is at the moment. All right, and we are going to take this off. And this. Now, of course, the color that we did for the boxes we made in class were the Fresh Freesia, is what the card base we used. But that's okay. This is what I had left, so I'll show you that one. So you tuck those in, adhere them to the inside of that flap, okay? Then you're gonna fold this flap over that had adhesive on it, just to reinforce all of that, just to make it a little bit sturdier and stronger, okay? These pieces are going to come in and tuck in there. So I'm going to go ahead and peel off the backings to these. Hopefully. Anything hanging off, just go ahead and make sure it's even where it needs to be. Like so. And then you can go ahead and do the other one. Bring that in. It's a little awkward, so you might have to kind of finagle or take all your strips, your backing off at once. Just remember not to stick it down on anything, because you know there's no forgiveness with tear and tape. So there you go, okay? And I did not varnish that one, completely forgot. But these will tuck in. And that will tuck in, and there's your box. Pretty cool, huh? So this is the box that we created using the Fresh Freesia. So I'm gonna see what kind of scraps I have in here. I might have to actually dig into or use an envelope. Oh, I have this. This is a piece that's left. This is a piece that's left because I used all my card bases. So, and this was a piece we used on top of this one, some of the other stuff. So let's go ahead and I want to make sure that I incorporate some of this color, especially with what I'm putting inside. So, well, I guess it doesn't really make a difference. So let's see. Do I want to cut this and use this? I think so. Or do I want to do the sky? Because then it matches a card that we already have. But nope, I'm going to do this. Okay. I am going to need my trimmer. Yes, something fell and it's okay. Now, the cover of this is 2 1/4. This piece here is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 or 2 1/2 by 3 1/4. That's what I needed to write down and I didn't, but we're gonna measure it. I think it's 2 1/4. Yep, by 3 1/2. Yep. So I want to, first let's trim this down to 2 1/4. And I think I want to actually cut a smidge off of that. So it's not, all right, so 2 1/4. I want it to be symmetrical. That's a little bit better for me. And 3 1/2. So I'm going to cut 1/4 off each side. Down to 3 1/2. So it'll be like it was supposed to be that way. All right, put the trimmer aside. We're gonna grab, now you can decorate this before putting it all together, but it makes it a little difficult to decorate it. Make sense? Hopefully it did, because now I'm listening to myself and I don't think I make sense. All right, so that will go on the top, like so. And I am going to use, I think I am going to use, let me see what it looks like. We have this piece. Oh, that wouldn't look bad. That's the other half of that piece. Or we can cut some stuff off of this. But I think I want to go with that. But we're going to do something. What are we going to do? I'm going to add a sentiment like that. And maybe hold that thought. We're getting there. We got a bird. We got a bird or two. We're going to use them. But a bird wouldn't make sense in a coral reef, would it? Not really. Let me see what I can find. I think I used all my other goodies. Oh. I think I did. I don't have any extra. So you know what I can do. Ha-ha. All right. I just got excited. We're not going to use birds. We're going to save those for something else. I am going to grab my seahorse and my tiny little block because I want to put some of that Poppy Parade in there. And let's see how it's going to stamp. Amazing. And hopefully I got that. Now, sentiment. Sending good thoughts. Thinking of you. Wishing you all the best. I want to use that sentiment. Somehow I need to make it fit on here. I don't know if it's gonna with that seahorse where I stamped it. So let's do the sentiment first. I have extra circles. Let me find one. And maybe we need to do it without the purple showing. Maybe we need to use the reverse side. Nope, I'm not doing that. All right, let's grab, yes, Bermuda Bay for the sentiment. And we're going to get this as far up in the, let's do this. You guys can't really see what I'm doing, can you? I stamped it a little off. Then we're going to see, either we're going to use the seahorse or we are going to do something different. Okay, can we fit the seahorse somewhere? Yes, even if it's not all on there. We're going to fit it right there. There's the seahorse. That's fine with me. But I also want to grab these other stars, starfish, and let me take something off a block. Steal this block and grab the, I think I want to do, that's not even in here, so I'm going to put that away. I was going to use pale papaya, but I think I'm going to do it in Bermuda Bay, just to get an ink everywhere. What a sloppy stamper. Hey Jen, hi Barb, welcome. So these are some starfish, and I just want to see what it looks like when we stamp off. I don't want to have them too dark. All right, we're good. Move some stuff aside. So this is the paper pumpkin kit from July, if people joining aren't familiar. And I'm going to just stamp off and come over here and stamp on. So they're lighter, but they're on there. And I think that's good. So what do you think? We got the sentiment, the lighter colored starfish, and of course the seahorse, just to give it a pop of color, kind of like this one gave it a pop of color. I can't wait to show you what is inside. Now I want, since we already have the sentiment, we're good there. That can go in the box. We're gonna add this. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of adhesive right here to add this, and I kind of want it to be at an angle, and this is going to go on here with dimensionals. I keep reaching in front because I don't want to miss anybody joining. I'm going to put that there, like so. And then I'm going to grab these two cute, adorable little bottles that match the bottles in the paper pumpkin design. And I have some Lazy Weekend soaking salts of sweet almond and vanilla bean, and they kind of have a tropical look to them. I know they don't really match the colors here, but they would if I used pale papaya. And you literally can take some of those, and this smells so delicious. Take them and put them inside. You can put little tiny seashells in here. You could find like rock candy. You definitely need to make sure you put a little note in your card to the person saying, hey, don't eat these. It's bath salts. But there's those, and actually I might do a third one. I found packs of 10 on Amazon, and I literally just searched for, I think, wish in a bottle or something. Not wish, but message in a bottle, and these little bottles came up. So you can put some bath beads in there or something else, bath salts. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. And I put some shred inside. So there's shred, and I tied some twine around, or linen thread around them. So you can totally do that. The shred is not handy, but that is what the finished project will look like on the inside. And you would totally tie up the, put little bows and whatnot around the jars. Of course, this comes out easy, so you want to make sure you're gentle with the assembly and packaging of that. Okay, so that is your box. We'll leave this one empty. You could, this could be used for just about anything. You could put a bracelet in there, some kind of jewelry, earrings, a tea bag, a gift card would fit in there. It's perfect for that. So thank you, Rachel Tessman, for sharing the measurements with all of us. Hello. Oh, yes, Kim. It's very, very, I loved the idea when I saw Rachel make it, and I knew that she would have one. So the fact that you can make this out of a card base from your paper pumpkin is super cool, especially if you like 3D projects. So, all right, so we have all that. And then I want to show you this last card. And I already have it cut out and embossed, so it shouldn't take too long. This is embossed with, this is when you can start pulling things in from the annual catalog or other catalogs. You have the Seashells 3D embossing folder, which I believe might be a, don't quote me, but there's some items that are not in the Celebration catalog that they added as a second round of Celebration, which I will post the flyer again. It's out there somewhere on my group and on my business page. But I'm thinking this might be one of them. But anyway, this is the Seashells 3D embossing folder, and I embossed it on the shimmer white. So you can kind of see that it's got some glitter to the paper. And we're going to do some fun stuff there. Maybe you can't see it, but, and then of course the Friends Are Like Seashells is a stamp set that would totally coordinate with this paper pumpkin. And of course you have the coordinating dies. So fun stuff. that big die actually fits on the embossed piece, and we'll cut a big piece of embossed seashells out of one big piece. So those are just some products that you can use in addition to your paper pumpkin kit if you like to make alternate projects, or if you want similar ideas using alternate products because you don't get paper pumpkin. So all right, the first thing I want to do, let me show you the finished card if it's here handy. Really super simple. This is the finished card, and what I want to do is grab my blending brushes. They have to be here somewhere because I just had this class. So just give me 2 seconds. Look at, I actually put them away. How fantastic is that? So I need this one and this one. I actually would love one for every color because right now I've been putting them in different colors, but when you have a microfiber cloth, you can wipe them clean. You can wash them. I don't do that because it takes forever to dry. So with this card, I decided to use the what color is this? Pale Papaya and Fresh Freesia, which I have handy over here. I have to grab some of these things. Okay. And I have a brush for each. So you can do this any way you want, but one tip, I tap this in and I will come in and just kind of add color because I don't want the harshness of that right there. Just kind of come in, add your color. You can do it any different way you want to. Just add a little bit here and there. This will end up causing you to probably need to re-ink your pad sooner. But we just added some Pale Papaya to that. Very pretty. Now we're going to put this aside and go ahead and grab the Fresh Freesia. And we're going to use this also, and we're going to go down, I think, on the center, just to add that pretty, and it just kind of makes the seashells and stuff that you embossed. You would run the folder with your paper through the big stamp cut and emboss machine, which I call the Big Boss. So we've got that. Now I can tell you the measurements of this paper too, so that you have that as well. So this piece of shimmer white, which you can find in the annual catalog, is 3 3/4 by 5. You have a piece of regular basic white that is the same size for the inside of the card. This piece here is Fresh Freesia, is 3/4 by 3 3/4. You have a strip of the shimmer white that is a 1/2 inch by 3 3/4. This is going to be for your sentiment. So we're going to grab that sentiment that says sending good thoughts. And it's not even on a block yet. I think I almost have every stamp on a block, which is so funny that I did that. All right, so we want to lay that down, put it on our block, and then we are going to stamp in Fresh Freesia. Really super simple. And if you have anything left from your kit that would potentially match this, you could, like the coral reef, you could totally decorate this more than what I did. Okay, so we have Sending Good Thoughts. I'm going to let that dry. The shimmer white takes a minute for the ink to soak into that when you're stamping sentiments. At least that's been my take on it. This is a standard card base that is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. This piece of basic white is going to go in there, and I think what I'm going to do is just kind of go around the edge. And if there's still color on here, it might add just a little bit of dimension to the card, the inside of the card. Why not, right? Plus it's taking some of that ink and not wasting it. Hopefully it shows. Yeah, look at that. We got a little bit of stuff going on there. That'll go on the inside of the card. I didn't do that to the other one. Goodness. Okay. And that will go in here. For you to write your greeting. This is going to go on the outside with dimensionals. You grab your dimensionals. If you decide that you don't want to use dimensionals on your embossed piece, I recommend using multi-purpose liquid glue because it gets into all those little crevices that you have embossed so that it sticks better. If that makes sense. All right, this goes on the outside layer. No rhyme or reason. This is going to go to the front of your card. So I'm going to use, and I should use Tombow like I just said. Time we got here. Wow, it's 8:12. We are almost done though. Can't believe I did 5 projects tonight. I actually seemed prepared. And this goes in the center here. So it's the same width, the same length, I should say, just a different width. Now, like I said, if you have some of that coral reef that is this color and tucked it in there, that would be gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Or some other element, you know, you could totally add pieces of this if you wanted to. But that's it. I mean, I could add a bird. I have birds. But I'm not sure I'm gonna do that. I think I like it just the way it is. So there is that project. So I did 2 alternates with you tonight and the projects as they instruct. So excited. So you can see now that this was meant to be a package deal. And there we go. We got all of these great cards. So excited. I'm just gonna zoom out some so you can hopefully get a better eye on these. Actually, I'll just try and coordinate a little bit better here. Hopefully you can see them all. So there's that. I have another mess to clean up. Look how that worked out. All right, thank you so much, Kimberly. I am going to cover my lens and turn the camera so that I can say goodnight to all of you. And thank you so kindly for showing up on a Tuesday night. So that I could show you the stuff that I meant to show you over the weekend. But I'm so excited. Yay! I got rained on today, so you'll have that. So thank you everybody so much for being here and being part of my community of stampers. I appreciate all of you. It's like one big happy family here. So invite your friends and share the creativity with them, and hopefully you can get them inspired too, no matter what their hobby is. And if your friends or yourself need a demonstrator, I'm happy to be of service to you. All right, everybody have a great night, and I will announce when I will go live again. Many Stampin' Blessings to all of you. See you soon.